be honest, the volume's so low that it's tempting just to wait for the open. No trades yet, Josh. You see, you have the account performance here, so that's what this chart was yesterday. Yesterday, and then today. No trades yet. Did you? I don't know if you saw the preview. So I created this preview. And I think I got some backing track for it, but unconfirmed. This is something I might look at here. These can go flying back up. But I might consider going short. Turns around now. I might get in. See what happens. It's a bit risky. All right, I'm in. I'm gonna get out if it takes out this high. Yeah, so first trade's a loss. Is what it is. This here is the relative volume for the last in comparison to the last 14 days. Essentially, that is how many trades are going through the market. And when it's low, so you can see that it's 0.66% of the daily average, it can be a bit of a choppy mess. And I might just need to be extra careful today. I had a quick search for the stream on my keywords. It was about 12th in the list, which actually I thought wasn't so bad. Didn't think that was so bad for the second one. So I also have like a max loss cutoff point, which is typically I gauge that off what I did yesterday. So I can't lose any more than I made yesterday. So go down about $500. I probably won't go down that far. and I'll call that a break even for the 2 days. Obviously, I'm hoping to recover this $80. But I really don't like the price action at the moment. If we come down to somewhere like here, at this level, and we get this SMI come down under here, then I might consider taking a long. These are always quite interesting pivot levels. You see where it's sort of broken out of it, but in my eyes, this is kind of like a false break because it came back in. They can be quite nice levels to turn back around from. I care more about this level than I do this top bit here. Because I think what's essentially happening is anyone who's gone short, this is a lot of money that's been able to turn this move around. So they'll protect this area. And typically that happens around where this previous high was. Oh, here we go. What have we got here? I quite like the look of this. I'm gonna see. It kind of did what I thought it might do, but didn't really give me a chance to get in. I would have loved that little trade though, but by the time it came back up, it was already like here. I was hoping for like a little pullback down into this. Sort of hoping for like a low volume burst up into this, so it doesn't diverge these moving averages too much, and then get some divergence on this, and then maybe we can look for a short. It's going to go short anyway. But this sort of grinding action upwards here is always quite tricky to trade against. Just an example of what I just said about this false break high. You also have it here where it broke down, created a new low. It failed, came all the way back in. It failed because it didn't make a new low after this one. So the theory is, in my opinion, is that these people here, there's a lot of money that turned this whole move around. It takes a lot of money to turn something like this around. And they defend it when it comes back. And now we're sort of in this, you could almost look at this as a sideways range. It's not really going anywhere. This is what I did earlier in the day. Opened up somewhere down here. Huge move up. What time was that? 9 o'clock. It's faffed them out ever since. That's too early for me to take that. But this kind of, the way that it's set up here, it could put in a good move to go short if it goes higher. So what I'd be looking for is for the price to go higher around this yellow line, but for the SMI here to be lower than this high put in. So essentially something like this. Oh, wrong chart. Something like that up there. And then that's not good. I think it's going to do it. I was hoping for something like that, but it's already broken through that high. Doesn't mean I won't consider it. You see, we're getting peaks up here. Might still get it. Might still get it. Right, if that comes back down, I'm in. It's risky. Right, I'm in. I want to see this push. I'm actually going to put a stop loss in place just up here. See if we can recover the loss. Bang. Okay, cool. That wasn't a bad trade. Probably could hold this, but wasn't sure. It hit what I wanted to. Sort of hit the plan. And we got back to break even for before the open. So the reason I took it when I did, we did make new highs. And then we had divergence between these highs, like here, and this high it put up here. So this is like a low volume burst up because you can see it was lower on this peak than it was here. And then the SMI came flying down with this big red bar here. So there was probably some good volume in that. Enough to get a follow through. I tried to put a counter on the stream so I could see who was in here, and I believe OBS does have a like a studio feature for YouTube, so you can see in one of its docs. But I couldn't get that to work for some reason, so I'm reliant upon comments at the moment. Don't know if anyone is in here. Just trying to get it up on my phone to see if that works. Volume's picked up a little bit, but really not a great deal. We're about 7 minutes before the open. Probably not going to break this 21,483 level, I don't think, before the open. But very much could do when it does. Be nice to see her take these highs out and then perhaps fail and come all the way back through this. Not that that's the sort of whole move I'll just hold on to, but it would definitely give a lot of good opportunities because I think it would come through pretty quick. There isn't a whole lot of interest in this area for me. It could, if it comes and trades up in here, I'm not sure if it will either fly through or it might faff about in that. Here we go then, let's try it again. It's not a trade that I'm willing to have a look at on low volume. Here it's trying really hard and not really. Oh, there we go. It did go down. Last 5 minutes. Should see the volume pick up a bit now. My hands are freezing. When it's moving around like this, the best thing to do is just sit on your hands, warm them up, wait around. Definitely looks like it wants to get through it, but has it got the minerals? Probably just going to wait now for the next few minutes. I doubt there's anything that's really going to take my fancy between now and the open. A lot of people won't. I've traded with a few different styles through learning with different mentorship groups, and I've heard this term called the dark zone, where a lot of people won't trade 5 minutes prior to the open, and then the 5 minutes um, after the open. 5 minutes prior, I understand a bit more because you can see stuff like this just randomly happen. But during the open, I'm quite happy to be involved. I'll normally give it 30 seconds or so. Sometimes not even that much. There we go. It's just failing at the top of this. Boom. Now it does become very tempting to take a trade before before the open. Got this little bear flag setting up. How long we got? Not long at all. Probably not long enough. Oh, and I wanted to take that. Looks like I might be happy that I didn't. All right, T minus 1 minute. Oh, stop would have probably held. Would it go into profit? 30 seconds left. Last day of the year. Could it retrace all the way back to the open? Or is it going to make some new highs? On the day, I suppose, not on the year. Pre-market volume hasn't really changed. Let's see what it does. All right, here we go then. So when I get an idea, I'll let you know. Essentially, what I might be looking at here is if we get a good whip down into this level without it, in either this candle or the next candle, like this, I might consider going back long. This might do it. I'm going to put an emergency stop loss in place. I might miss the trade doing this. There we go. Right, here we go. So if I start to see this SMI turn around here, then I'm going to be looking to go long. But it's not going to do that. So it's gone a bit further than I would have liked. And now we've got divergence in the EMA and the SMA, so perhaps a short. See what happens. Trade off the EMA. Don't like the look of it. I normally won't take these trades in the direction of the trend with this divergence if it comes up above this zero line. However, if we get some little pullbacks in this area here, then I could very well be interested. I want to see it hop over this red line or at least touch it, and then I'll consider getting in. All right, here we go. Something maybe setting up here for me. That stop loss might be a bit tight, especially if it takes this high. No, I don't love that. Don't love that to go short. But if we see some divergence up here, then I might get in. So it's sort of trying. See it come back up. This is not looking bad. See, take those highs. Take this. All right, I'm in. Fine. Take that. Little trade. Could have probably held it a bit longer than I did, but it's the way I trade. Quick. Might just give this a bit more. I'll consider a long here. Perhaps. See, keep pushing. Just trading in between these false breaks. Right, a little. Oh, I think that I would love to get in on this. Right, I'm in. Pop up. See if we can. There we go. Let's see if we can get a bit more out of it. There we go. I'm out. Back down. It is what it is. This is tricky price action. No major change to the volume. Looking for a little bit of a pullback here. It might just dump straight into the open. That happened too quick. Straight through it. See if it gives us a nice arch through. Don't know if it will. It might go straight down. Certainly not feeling as confident about the conditions as I was yesterday. This makes me want to be a little bit more selective with what I'm taking. It's not. This is a nice pop. If it fails here, it could be quite a nice little spot to go back through. Bit low, but let's just see if we can break those lows. Yes, am I still trying to push through? And I'll take that. All right, back in the green. You can see my equity curve is a bit all over the place. Probably means if I can get towards 200, 250, I'll take that and call it a day. I really do find that my equity curve has become a really good representative to like how I'm actually feeling. So yesterday, where it was higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. I thought that was it demonstrates quite clearly that you get quite elated when you make a high, and then I was very good at bringing myself back to a grounded central place before I took my next trade. Today I would say I do feel a bit like this, which is also partially why, combined with the price action, that I just want to be a little bit more careful than usual. It probably didn't help drinking a big mug of coffee at 1:30. Got some videos planned to fill out the channel. Let's see if I can pull them up. Just take a little breather from this. So I wrote a bit of a channel plan, which I'm not going to go into like all of it, but let's see if I can find. So a channel trailer, a road to trading as a primary income video, another video for my primary strategy, which I use with the SMI, the EMA, and the SMA and the RVOL, and a video on my evaluation progresses, and then that was it for now. But I thought that might just fill out the channel a little bit, give it a little bit more context. So we can see we have spiked a bit in volume, only a little bit. So if we create a little range here in yesterday's close, so let's see it's struggling on the EMA, which seems to be holding it. But we've had this false break here where we've broken this low, but then we've actually closed in the same candle back inside. It could very well just pop right back up, which it looks like it might want to have a go at. We've had some divergence here. I might consider a short here if we see if we can get in somewhere a little bit safer. That's a bit safer. If it turns around on the SMI, then I'm going to get in. Got double divergence on the SMI. Let's see. That was the worry. Just over 15 minutes into the session. I don't really cap at the moment how long I'm trading. Well, I kind of do. Ideally, I'm done in half an hour max. I don't mind if I'm being patient and not taking lots of trades to extend that. But if I do go beyond 3 p.m. and take a series of losing trades, then that's it, it's done. This might be all I get. Be a bit disappointing after yesterday, but I'll take what was given to me. Maybe a long up through this. Tricky positioning. Bit of a flag going on. Alright, we get a little bit of a dip. Alright, taking that. I'm going to move the stop under here. Bang. Take that pop. So I'm quite happy with like 9 or 10 ticks. If I see 9 or 10 ticks and it doesn't fly up through anymore, then I'll usually close. A few good trades like that is really all I need. This is a level I had in place yesterday, so I'm just going to get rid of that. This is an interesting level. I like all of these false breaks. Most of these yellow lines will be false breaks from the past. We can dip a bit further. We'll definitely consider a long. Okay, this is looking pretty good for a dip and rip. Watching the price action now. The SMI is where I want it, and it's going to be a quick scalp. Bit of divergence. No, okay, there is some volume. There's another volume spike, I think. That was the one. Not going to chase that. When we get the convergence of the EMA and the SMA here, I'm quite happy to try and fade the range. Okay, this is not looking bad for a short. See if it get up a little bit higher. I'm in. Bang, take that. Great trade. Puts me up to 310 on the day. Lovely. So that's exactly what I was looking for, really. When these EMA and the SMA converge like this, I'm looking for a range to form. And this can be quite indicative, this sort of final low break, and then it comes back up, comes back down, and then if it starts turning around at this extreme, then I'm quite happy to try and get in for a very quick trade. Might look for one more. Time we on 253. If something comes up in the next 5-6 minutes, I'll consider it. But looks like I'll be done on time. Again, this is this is not a bad spot to consider going long. It's just a bit soon after that last trade for me to really be enticed. Also, we've had a crossover, but it's not really gone anywhere. It might go bang bang. Now let's see if it goes long. This is exactly what happened yesterday. Do you remember I told you about the when you get these like sideways consolidatory ranges, it can quite often auction both ways. So it can go like this, come back up, and then come right through it. Just giving the pain to anyone who went short here. If I wanted to get in, it would have had to be down there, but it might go right up through this. There we go. They are feeling the pain if they went short there. That is a trade I would have liked if it wasn't so close to the last one I just took. So what sometimes happens is it might just go flying up, but it might come down, test here, and then you can start to see a trend sort of take place from these things. Although, it's sort of moving up now. If it comes down to this kind of level, and the SMI is above 0, then I might have a look at it. All right, there we go. That's not looking bad. See what the price action does. Is it going to give us an opportunity to get in? Don't love it. No, not going to take it. You see how it did test this, and it does looks like it wants to try and continue and put in a new high. But we've also got big divergence here. Well, it's not really divergence. That is a lower high, and that is a lower high. But I'm actually cold. I'm going to have to go put another layer on. Okay, got ridiculous clothing. Oh, look, it did. There we go. Trend continuation of the consolidation. Ridiculous clothing alert. Teddy bear. Jacket. $257. What's going on then? Still in this very tight range here on the M1. Looks like it's setting up to dump back down. Or maybe even bear flag up. Bull flag. I wouldn't mind like a boost up. It's not going to do. Will these support it? Let's see. Starting to see this trend form. Volume is picking up a bit. Well, sort of flatlined. This is based upon a 5-minute chart, so we're still recording this minute. Quite happy to consider going long into this area. Get a bit of a pullback here. Oh, it's gone too far. See how far it goes. If we can hold this, that might be interesting. Break the high of this candle, little pop back down. You're not going to let me get in, I don't think. Oh no, there we go. I'm happy I didn't. Now I might. Let's see. You can give me a chance. This is tricky. See how this candle closes. No, I'm definitely not going long at the moment. If I was now, the SMI would have to come down lower and not break these lows really. I want to see some real effort put in by the shorts. In this sort of tight pocketed range here. See if we can. Don't really care so much for that level now. where we had the false break. It's hard to call that a false break. Maybe look to get a little continuation out of this. And that wasn't bad. That would have been nice. Prefer to see the SMI close orange and then go blue, and take the risk of seeing it go positive again, well, point in the positive direction. But there's definitely some real, there we go, there's a little dip. See how the price action lines up. Maybe a bounce off this range. You let me get in. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna put my stop at that low. I really don't want it to go any lower than that. Oh, there we go. We're out. Where are we at? Risked it for a biscuit and lost out. Free. Don't love the price action. $190 up. I think I'll call it a day. End in the green, end the year in the green. Don't risk it. Feel positive about it going into next week. It seems like a good idea. All right, well, most views on the stream so far, so thank you for watching.